Had the major league record to himself. Last night was special, and even with the offensive fireworks, the 3 home runs in 1 inning, that was a blast. But as those guys were talking about, and I thought Corey was right on, it was funny. I only need a catcher. I don't need any of y'all.
The king in his court. That's what we saw last night with Herman. And what was great about it was it started from pitch 1. It started right away. We've been used to seeing Herman struggle in these first innings. And for him to come out yesterday, fastball on point, slider in the first inning, there was, from the Phillies' perspective, they were saying, look, it looked like it was non-competitive at bats. That wasn't the case. Herman was just blowing people's doors off. That's how good he was.
Yeah, he was unbelievable. Hey, hardcore Rockies fans not waking up to being in first place. They went to bed knowing they were in first place. We stayed and watched the ball game last night, and Arizona took care of business, won 7-2 over the Dodgers. So the Rockies, indeed, if somehow you've missed this, the Rockies control their own destiny. Buddy Black on that this morning.
Well, I think it's a good spot to be in. You know, we're excited about it, but we also know we have some work to do, Taylor. We gotta, you know, play today's game, try to play a good Rocky brand of baseball, and you know, think about today.
The Rockies are the hunted again, and with 4 games left, if you go unbeaten, you're going to win the division.
Yeah, but you still have to worry about it every single day, every single pitch, and that's what this team has been doing. They're clicking on full cylinders, and last night, looking at the guys and kind of teasing with them, it took you 158 games to get to full throttle. Well, I don't care how long it took. They're here. It is full throttle baseball for the Colorado Rockies. If they win today, that's a full game up on the Dodgers, and the Dodgers are matching up against the rest of the division, the Giants, and nobody wants to see the Dodgers win at all.
Yeah, we'll discuss that a little bit later on this afternoon. So the Rockies in a great place, but as Billy said, it's one pitch at a time, and those guys down there in that clubhouse realize that they are hyper-focused and ready to go in a few minutes. When we come back, we'll talk about a guy who is hyper-focused. He's been in a great place of late, Antonio Senzatella.
go for the 4th game of this series, and Rockies trying to sweep it all. They'll do so behind Antonio Zenzatella, who is facing off opposite Jake Arrieta. Now you look at the numbers, might look like Arrieta favors a little bit, but as of late that has not been the case. In Jake's last outing against Atlanta, went just 2 innings pitched, giving up 4 runs on 4 hits. Antonio on the other half, yeah, through the 2nd inning, he was perfect against the Diamondbacks. Check this out, absolutely amazing. Through 5 innings, he was perfect, gave up just 1 earned run in 7 innings pitched. He worked quick, effectively, kept the hitters off balance. Exactly what we liked to see. He's talked about following German Marquez, and that's exactly what he's done in the month of September. Check it out, 2-1 in the month, 3.52 ERA to go along with the 19 strikeouts. As I mentioned, he loves to take the baton from German Marquez, so considering German's performance last night, things could be looking pretty good tonight. We will find out next. There's the man warming up. He's ready to go. Come on, Black. Back to 20th and Blake when we return.
The new record. Are you kidding me? Tied the major league record 8 in a row. Home run Monday. Home run Tuesday. Home run Wednesday. This ball cross, take a good look. You won't see it for long. Off on the concourse. And the Rockies have made it 6 straight. Will move into first place by a half game. Here come the Rockies. Take a good look. You won't see it for long. The first place Rockies getting ready for game 4 against the Philadelphia Phillies. And then it'll be on to the Washington Nationals. But first things first, the Rockies in search of victory number 89 at 88-70. They're 18 north of 500, the best record they've had all year. And They are in first place. This is the latest date that the Colorado Rockies have ever been in first place, and they control their own destiny. LA will not play today. They open up the 3-game set in San Francisco beginning tomorrow night. And the Rockies in their purple with Antonio Senzatella making his way to the mound. Take a look at the opposition and the lineup that he will face. Southwest batting order for Philadelphia. Cesar Hernandez will lead it off. Then Jose Batista's in the 2 spot. He's in right field today. Roman Quinn, first 2 games in the 9th spot. Yesterday he batted 5th. Today he's in the coveted 3-hole. Rhys Hoskins, he's been the cleanup man every day. Carlos Santana moves from 2 to 5 in the lineup. Then it's Dylan Cousins again. Scott Kingery at short. Andrew Knapp will do the catching. And the guy that just a couple of years ago was thought to be maybe the best pitcher in baseball. Certainly he was on a very short list. Jake Arrieta. He's a good hitter also, we should mention, since we're looking at the lineup. And Antonio, he is saving his best for last as well. Over his last 5 ball games, a 3.10 ERA. He's coming off a very strong performance down in Arizona.
Well, even if you just narrow it down to the last 2 games, he's 2-0 with a 1.5 ERA, 12 innings pitched, only giving up 2 earned runs. The fastball has to be available for him right away. 65% of the time. His last start against the Diamondbacks, where he truly was dominant, had a perfect game going through the first 5 innings before giving up the home run. We saw fastball command, and his best secondary pitch has been his curveball. He's going to that pitch more often. And it's one of those where if you look at it, batting average against that curveball is in the low 200s.
He's got a lot more confidence in it. He is growing each time out as a pitcher, not just a thrower. And here's the Red Robin defensive alignment behind him today. Charlie's in the middle. He's strutted out the center field 152 times this year. Last year was 159 times. I mean, that guy is amazing to do it anywhere you play center field, but to do it at Coors Field half the time, it's really remarkable. Chris Iannetta has the gear on today as he chats up home plate umpire Jim Reynolds. So it's a beautiful Thursday afternoon. The Rockies have won 6 consecutive games, looking to make it 7. Senzatella's from Valencia, Venezuela. The guy at the plate, Cesar Hernandez from Valencia, Venezuela. And the first pitch misses, ball 1 on Hernandez. And that's a little bit high and away also, same location. So it's 2-0 on Hernandez. 74 degrees, ideal temperature for a little baseball.
Perfect day to skip school and skip work in the afternoon. Hopefully you went to school in the morning and now you're skipping it.
That's perfectly legal. That's in there. Still a little up in the zone right now. See if Chris can get him down. Make that little adjustment. This is the place you want to be. More than 35,000 last night. No swing. 3-1. Of course, yesterday Marquez just pounded the strike zone. Those strikeouts were on 3 and 4 pitches basically. This team does like to be patient, Philadelphia. And there's Hernandez, true to form, taking a 3-1 pitch for a strike. 3-2.
There you go.
And a weak ground ball to Desmond. A little flip to Senzatella like it's March and not September. The coordination right there when they're doing PFPs all morning long, right?
It's always important for Senzatella to make sure you get off the mound, especially with a runner like Hernandez. But I like that he's been able to find his release point quickly in the game before allowing a leadoff walk. And his fastball, it plays. Hernandez knows it's coming. 3-2 count to get inside someone's kitchen like that.
Well, you've described it before. He's one of those guys where it does 2 different things, and he's not even sure what it's going to do. Like that fastball cut at 94, but he'll have some that have 2-seam action at 94.
But look at how his mechanics and his windup. It's slow, it's deliberate, and for a hitter, you're being rocked to sleep by it.
Goes breaking ball, so it falls behind again. 2-0. This is Jose Batista, the 6-time All-Star, 3-time Silver Slugger Award winner in the twilight of what has been a terrific career. Rocky shift 3 on the left side, and he held up. They're not going to check that out.
But Bautista could still work a walk. This season, his better numbers have been against right-handed pitching. Has 8 home runs and a little bit over 200 at bats.
3-0's in there, 3-1. So a couple of deep counts to begin the ball game for Senzatella. And that's way outside. So a 1-out walk to Bautista. And that'll bring up Roman Quinn. They're giving this young man a good long look-see. You hear all kinds of rumors this time of year. It's not just with Philadelphia. It's with so many teams, especially the teams that aren't embarking on postseason play. And some of the rumors have them potentially using Odubel Herrera as a trade chip. Certainly want to open the door for Roman Quinn.
The hardest part in September is to look at a young player's numbers and use that as that's what he's going to be able to accomplish for a full season.
Yeah. This is popped up to shallow left. David Dahl's out there, and Quinn is retired. Spill, you know this from all your years in the big leagues and working your way to the big leagues. There's two months in baseball that lie like no others: March and September.
No question. Fool's gold in September. You'll have numbers. You'll see somebody that goes and has a great month of September that spent majority of their time in the minor leagues, and a team is like, wow, can you imagine what that looks like for a full season? They get the opportunity. It's not that easy. September baseball is different.
Especially when you have 2 teams playing that aren't going anywhere. Obviously, that's not the case here. You have one team that fell apart in September and another team that's been great in September. Hoskins takes a strike.
Oh, Hoskins shaved his mustache off.
He went Helton. Actually, you know, he went Spilly.
Yeah, well, that's not a good sign.
How many different times, by the way, because I can't keep track, because you're not clean shaven. You got like the, you know, the 2-day-old 5 o'clock shadow. But
yeah.
How many different times have you grown facial hair this year of some kind?
Twice, just twice.
Oh, just twice. And off the end of the bat to short. Story quickly to LeMahieu. And after a couple of deep counts, Senzatella found his release point. And now we'll see that Rockies offense that scored 34 runs so far in the series. Blackman's going to lead it off. He's a good leadoff hitter. He's a good baseball player overall. Coming into his own, I think.
I like him.
Yeah, got a chance. DJ will bat second. Then David Dahl. What a series David's had. Home run each day. Home run today keeps the doctor away. Then it's Nolan Trevor. Cargo swung it well last night. Ian Desmond, the only change in the lineup. Chris Iannetta for Tony Walters behind the plate. And big, strong Jake Arrieta's on the hill. Texas kid, product of TCU. Some great years with Chicago after kind of finding his way in the big leagues with Baltimore. One way to describe it, right?
Yeah, that's one way. And for Jake this season, it's been fastball command. He still has a great velocity, great movement, but his last start against the Atlanta Braves, he started the game off 8 consecutive balls. Lasted 2 innings in his last start. So we'll see if the Rockies are able to capitalize about loss of command with the fastball.
He is an extreme crossfire. This ball's in the air to Quinn. He's battling some sun, and he'll make the catch. Take a look at the Red Robin defensive alignment for Philadelphia this afternoon. We've documented they have struggled defensively throughout the year. They again have Santana at third. We focus on Jose Bautista, who's played in the infield, and now as an outfielder, he's in right field today. It's a tough place. If you're not an experienced outfielder or your legs are not young legs, Spilly, this is not the place you want to be.
No, it's not, because you have to trust your eyesight, you have to trust your ears. The outfield has, when you walk into right field or center field or left field and you look to your left and right and you see how many acres you have to cover.
You can't see your buddy, really?
And you're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get a ball?
1 ball, 1 strike. It is funny because on the occasions, Spilly, you know this when you were playing, but here's the 1-1 to DJ. Outside 2-1, where we go right from Coors Field, which you have, as Georgia used to call it, the Ponderosa out there, and then let's say you went to Wrigley next, and you're like, wow, you can have one guy out there cover all of Wrigley Field. 3-1. Jake has been different than the Rockies. You know, the Rockies starters cleaned it up lately. They've had a miserable time with the first inning. After the first inning, they've been great. Jake Arrieta in the first inning has been usually pretty good, other than the other day when you said, he had thrown 8 straight balls. The second inning has been problematic this year.
Jake has fallen victim. I've seen him throw several times this year of the Philadelphia Phillies shifting. We talked about this last night. The Phillies came into today's game 7th in baseball in shifts, but we've noticed that they haven't shifted at all in this series.
It's almost like they're experimenting again here in the final days of the season. This is on the ground toward Hernandez, and he bobbled, but it popped up right into his hand. So DJ is retired. 2 outs, and that'll bring up David Dahl. Time for the Coors Light refreshing finish. Here's some of the highlights of Dahl in this series. That was Monday. Altair went into the wall hard, and then the next day, 3-run homer, and then last night he says, I want to show that I can hit it to the biggest part of the field. And that home run, 422 feet.
All 3 with 2 strikes.
So David, the expectations aren't real high today. Just, another home. First pitch strike.
Well, I wanted to be down 0-2 quickly, and then he'll hit a homer.
Seems that way. He's facing Arrieta for the first time in his career. This ball to center field, pretty well hit. Did he do it again? Yes, he did! Unbelievable! We told you, a homer a day keeps the good doctor away. That's remarkable.
I don't know what to say.
He gets to hit third again tomorrow.
When this guy gets locked in, look out. His talent, it's clear. This is a 5-tool player. He gets a pitch he can handle. And David made an approach with this swing 2 days ago. A little adjustment. He shortened up on the bat, so he has better control of the barrel. And it's just such a beautiful finish with the high 2-hand follow through.
Nolan works underneath this one. Shallow right. Here comes Bautista. Yeah, he was doing that with 2 strikes, and then he said, I'm hitting so well with 2 strikes, I might as well just do it from Jump Street. David Dahl, 4 straight games with a bomb. It's 1-0 Colorado.
a look at David Dahl's home run. StatCast AI is powered by AWS. This time on an 0-1 pitch, 104 miles an hour, 434 feet. You kidding me, David Dahl? Baby Dahl? I like all the different Dahl names that they have floating on the internet right now.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Santana lines this ball to right center field. Cargo's going to have to play it off the wall. See if he can get him at second. Here's the throw toward the bag. It is not quite in time. So Santana leadoff double. He's been held quiet in this series so far. Back to Baby Dahl. 4 straight with a home run. Nolan did that earlier this year. It's the 24th time, which is kind of surprising. It's been that many times, but 24th time in Rockies history that a guy has homered in 4 straight. Nolan has the record of 6 consecutive games with a home run back in 2015. Dylan Cousins takes high. That's where the misses have been early in this game from Senzatella. They've been up and out of the zone. Maybe flying open a little bit because they've been arm side.
He's trying to establish fastball, and if you see somebody, a pitcher missing consistently arm side, you'll see an off-speed pitch quickly right after.
Something he can finish.
Curveball, a slider, trying to get down and into a lefty. Senzatella can live with the sporadic location. It's okay. As long as he's throwing enough pitches in the zone that forces a hitter to feel like he's ready to fire.
2-1. Now Chris Ionetta's got enough concern that he's going to march out to the mound. 35-year-old talking to a 23-year-old. 23-year-old listens. So David Dahl has now had his name written in the 3 spot by Buddy in red 9 times this year. He's batting .353 with 5 home runs. 13 driven in, 10 runs scored. He's got an 1100 plus OPS out of the 3-hole. So tomorrow what I'm going to do, because you know you and I like to get ahead of things a little bit just so we put some work aside. I'm going to go ahead and write his name in the 3 spot tomorrow for Friday night against the Nationals. Is that okay? Now the miss is in the same place, but the young hitter Dylan Cousins helped him out. 2-2.
Well, from experience, when you come to the ball field and you see your name written hitting 3rd in a major league lineup, you feel pretty good about yourself.
This is a high fly ball, foul down the right field line. He's got to get the ball down though. That's a concern right now. Yeah, he's got a future. Remember when he came up, he hit in 17 straight. He's tied a major league record. That Subaru strike zone, everything up. Charlie makes a catch, 1 out. Let's check our Built for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. Rockies have won 6 straight. Look what the starters have done. Kidding me? An .096 ERA. The opposition hitting below 200. And you have almost a 7-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio.
That's really good. Really, really good. And it's remarkable too when you think of the Rockies, and most people from the national perspective, they picture the Rockies as just a offensive ball club. That's how they view them. And when you start telling, look at the Rockies stats, look at the numbers, look at the rotation, and you have 2 guys in Herman and Kyle Freeland just to go and say, if you don't believe it and you want to look at some advanced metric, they have 2 pitchers in the top 8 in WAR metrics. There's nobody else in the National League that even has that.
Well, people typically miss the boat on the Rockies. That's fine. I mean, we get on that soapbox with great regularity. It's fine. You win, you earn respect. When you play on a national stage, which hopefully the Rockies are getting real close to doing that, folks will get an education as to who this group truly is. Right now, Buddy's concern, again, is everything is up, and Senza has got to make an adjustment. Scott Kingery with a 2-0 count. Former second-round pick in 2015. Two and one.
And that's why Iannetta is calling for off-speed pitches. We saw him throw an off-speed pitch to Cousins, and he followed it up again, trying to get that release point down. Of the 26 pitches, 14 have been strikes, 12 have been balls.
One out, Santana lead double. He's still at second. And it's 3-1 on Kingery. He was an All-American at the U of A in Tucson. Back when you were participating in spring training before the Rockies moved to their palatial digs in Scottsdale. Occasionally go over and catch Arizona play when the Rockies were not playing. And the 3-1's popped up. It's right around the mound. Desi running down. I love that. You are not allowed, your pitcher, you're not allowed to catch a pop-up. Get out of the way.
He has a better angle too. The sun's pretty much directly above our press box, right in line with the pitcher in center field. So from an angle perspective, even if the pitcher could catch this fly ball, you want Ian Desmond because of the angle. It's easier to see the baseball.
2 outs. Andrew Knapp's at the plate.
And that was another off-speed pitch, 3-1 count to get Kingery to pop up. We still haven't seen the good fastball down in the zone yet.
You ever seen, Spilly, in your time where a guy, even though you don't want to keep throwing more pitches, but a guy in between innings will run up to the tunnel, to the mound in the tunnel, and try to make a correction in between innings?
Oh, go into the batting cage and throw
because
some?
they're mounds. For people who don't know, a lot of times there are mounds in there also.
I can think of one time where I've seen that, but it was a reliever going out for his second inning of work.
And now pops it up. Charlie coming in, shading his eyes. He's got it. And the leadoff double by Santana does no harm. The Rockies, as we go to the bottom of the second, have a 1-0 lead on another Dahl homer. By Subaru. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. And by Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Never want to take it for granted what a gorgeous state we live in. And the hometown baseball team's been outstanding And Steve Foster right now, you don't usually in-game want to talk mechanics with a hitter, with a pitcher, but I think Steve feels obligated right now to help Senza because it's been consistently up. Darryl Scott's there also helping out. Story takes strike one on the outside corner from Arrieta. Rockies up 1-0.
Hitters will talk to a hitting coach after almost every at bat. Hey, what do you got? What do you see? Was that on time? Same with pitchers.
This ball's well hit to center field. Quinn's going to look up and watch this sail out. Story hit one into the trees. 2-0. Home run number 35. True story.
.105 RBIs now. It's tied with Nolan for the team lead. This gets a little cutter out over the middle portion of the plate on the Subaru Supermo. This ball is blasted. When you see Trevor hitting the ball hard up the middle, opposite field, and we've seen that last couple days, the home runs start to pile up. Just wait till this guy gets hot. Cargo told me yesterday, hey, I'm really close. And when a hitter tells you they're close, and it's not, they're not just doing it to lie to you. He's being serious. I'm getting close.
1 ball, 1 strike. Cargo yesterday had a solid game. He had a sac fly early to get the Rockies a 1-0 lead. An infield leg hit to produce a run. Then he had a double. It was a hustle double also. Tell you what, he has set the tone going back a few years now to the younger players on how he plays, because he runs everything out super hard. And he hasn't played as much lately. We've documented that the last few days. Gets another opportunity yesterday, and he was a 22-year-old out there. And this ball is lathered to left center field. That's the Cargo we know. A bullet with 1 hop off the fence. It's a double for Carlos. That looks like the guy we know and love. We'll go and see what that came off the bat at.
1,000,000 miles an hour. Cargo for the side. Leg kick. It's not twisting. Keeps his body nice in line. The hits are going straight through towards the pitcher. And now he can see the baseball and allow his barrel to go through it. I'm sorry, Cargo. You're not close. You're there.
You think Gabe Kapler right now, it's not in Gabe's MO, so I say this in jest because we know what kind of competitor he is from when he was with the Rockies briefly in '03. He's a tough guy. But right now, I think in Philadelphia, he'd like to take the white flag, wave it, and say we're good. Desmond takes a slider on the inside corner for a strike. He launched one out of the yard in that 7-run onslaught in the 5th inning yesterday. That came off the bat at 108 miles an hour. Outside, this gets past Knapp, and now Cargo's 90 feet away with nobody out.
That'll go down as a pass ball.
That's bad. I know his ball cuts a lot, but I think Andrew Knapp after the game will say I got to catch that baseball, especially with a runner on base.
Well, and the worst part for the Phillies is that that's been par for the course. Philadelphia has 43 wild pitches on the season. As far as the pass balls, I'm looking up that number, but it was near the top. I believe it's 19.
It wasn't just pass balls, wild pitches also.
Yeah, 43 wild pitches.
2-2 on Desi. You're licking your chops as a hitter. You got the infield in, got a runner on third. Get the ball to the outfield. You had good speed at third. Great opportunity to drive in for Desi, his 87th run of the year. 2-2. Good swing.
For Jake Arrieta, he came into today's game with an ERA at 3.94. The Rockies quickly with the 2 home runs now pushed his ERA over 4. I know guys have personal numbers that they like to be able to keep. You know, Jake Arrieta would love to finish this season off with a sub-4 ERA, but the Rockies are not going to allow that to happen. Not where the offense is right now.
In his last half a dozen starts, Billy, he's kind of been like the other guys. He's only going 4 and change.
Last 8 starts, 1-4 with a 6.64 ERA.
And this gets away. Cargo is going to come on down. Now, didn't even go hard after the baseball. What happened there? Cargo wasn't going to go initially.
I don't know if he got dirt in his
hurt?
eye. I don't know if, I mean, this happens all the time. When a ball goes in the dirt like that, it'll kick up the turfus.
Something must have happened here, because watch Knapp.
Oh, yeah. What happened?
Santana will throw out Desmond. 1 out. 2 runs in. Rockies up 3-0. And that'll bring up Iannetta. Pass ball, wild pitch after the double by Cargo.
So here's Cargo trying to read it. He can't see it. That's why it took him a little bit longer, just based on where Desmond was and how the catcher was protecting the baseball. You can't really see it from that angle. I was telling Ron Gidding why it took him so long to run home.
Right now, good for the Rockies. The Rockies are clicking on all cylinders. But the way the Phillies have performed this week, it borders on the embarrassing.
It's right up there. I mean, this is.
And I don't go there. You know how much respect I have for big league players, and it's just the optics have not been good. They've been outscored in this series 37-4.
And for a
And
team
to the
that was,
Rockies' credit, they're not going to let up.
no, and you
Nor
should.
should they.
No, you shouldn't. This is the. You don't want to make the Phillies upset if you're on the Rockies side. You don't want to accidentally hit somebody up and in.
This is down the line. Chris will take a turn and he's satisfied with a base hit.
For the Win is brought to you by Pizza Ranch. Just talk about this. First things first, Rockies hold a half-game lead in the National League West with 4 games left to play. Take care of your business. And back to the point of letting a sleeping dog lie. Don't try to get these Phillies engaged at all. Just keep piling on. Keep your head down.
Be respectful, right?
Nothing to see here.
But honestly, and I know you're being very serious about this, but it's also who the Rockies are. They're not a show-me team.
Nope.
They're not a look-at-me team. They are a business-like bunch, even with their young guys like, you know, Trevor. You'll never meet a more humble, ridiculously talented kid than that. Bunted foul. And oh, by the way, Trevor with the home run. They went like 6 miles. We'll give you the exact distance in a little bit. Trevor now has 105 ribbies, which ties Troy Tulowitzki in 2011 for the most ribbies ever by a Rockies shortstop. Two strikes on Senza. Get a third opportunity to get the bunt down, and it didn't work out. Strikeout for Arrieta. That's his first.
Story's homer was 107 miles an hour. Cargo's double was 100.
The initial calculation on how far that ball went by Trevor was 471 feet. Now you start going, wait a second. He hit one 502. He hit one 465 last night. He hit one, he has another one, I think, above 470. He just hit that one 471. He has several that are among the longest home runs hit in baseball this year. Not just, you know, one. I grew up with Bud Harrelson and Don Kessinger, Mark Belanger, Larry Boa. They hit a home run a season, man. They were pouring champagne in the clubhouse after if it was a win. Oh, 1 on Charlie. 1-1. Charlie yesterday was 0 for 4 before coming out of the ball game. Rockies got a lot of the regulars off their feet late. In fact, Charlie the last couple of days has been able to come out of the game in the latter portions, but he had a 17-game hitting streak snapped last night, longest of his career. There's a new era of shortstop. You go back to the Miguel Tejada as a great teammate of Jeff Houston's, Cal Ripken, A-Rod, obviously. This ball is pulled fair, and that'll be the final out. The Rockies now, in their relatively short lifespan, have two of the most prolific home run hitting, powerful shortstops, Tulowitzki and now Story. 3-0.
Playing the Phillies reminds him so much of 2009 when the Rockies faced them in the NLDS, and that feeling of experiencing October baseball for the first time. And talking with Cargo, he said a huge reason why he wanted to come back this season with the Rockies is to experience that feeling with the guys currently in this clubhouse.
That's what I wanted to see the most, you know, guys like Nolan, guys like Story and Blackman and DJ and everybody getting the taste of October baseball, and I knew it was going to be a special year. So, but we, you know, it's unfinished business. We got to continue to work, try to win the division, and you know, after that, continue to win series to win a World Series.
Now, just hearing Cargo talk about that reminds me of something my dad used to tell the players who he worked here in 2007, and he said it's so much about relationships. You know, of course, winning is fun, but when you do it with guys who you've been through so much with, it makes it that much more special. And that was exactly Cargo's point, guys.
Yeah, and you know what, Taylor, I'll take people back to a memorable conversation I had with your dad. In fact, I'll tell you, I remember exactly where it was. It was at your home in Breckenridge, to be specific. And he said exactly that. Spilly, you were in the clubhouse back then, that if you just went out and hired, that's strike 3 on Arrieta. If you just went out and hired, you know, assassins, if you will, and you wanted, yeah, you're going to pour beer and champagne like you always do, but it wouldn't feel the same as it does with a group that really dug in together, and like you guys grew up together. And that's what Kelly was talking about, the authentic relationships that you all had in 07 and through that period of time, and the authentic relationships and the genuine closeness and caring for one another that exists in this Rockies clubhouse in 2018. That's what the late Kelly McGregor was talking about, you know, a decade plus ago. And it's what Buddy Black and Jeff Bridich and Dick Manfred can proudly talk about here in 2018.
There's so many other aspects that you have to consider, though. You have to have talent. You have to have guys that are having relative success, because anybody can be a great teammate when you're winning. It's when you're going through the ups and downs, that's when you show your true stripes. And because this group has gone through the highs and lows together, consider this: a week ago, after getting swept at Dodger Stadium, this group of guys, I mean, it wasn't a fractured clubhouse by any means, but you just saw an opportunity as this Rockies group to win a division almost slip right through your hands. And so in order to rally as a group again, you have to have that time invested in each individual to go, you know what, let's go. We can do this, to a man, to a friend. And that's exactly what they've done.
Hernandez will get thrown out by Nolan. He threw that across the diamond at about 95 miles an hour. And Spilly, to your point, there are some teams that may have gone the other direction after that series in LA.
There's no question. Their season was over with that Dodgers series.
Yeah, we played good for 5.5 months. Dodgers are better, and okay.
We saw the Diamondbacks crumble. That's exactly what happened to the Diamondbacks at the end of October.
I love this graphic that Krista and the gang put together, and that is, you know, the Rockies this month struggle against the Dodgers. You tip your cap. The Dodgers played better than the Rockies. The Rockies against everybody else, 15-3. Now the Dodgers have that tough series beginning tomorrow night in San Francisco. It doesn't matter what the Giant record is to this point in time. It doesn't matter who's healthy and who's not. The Giants are going to give the Dodgers all they want. 2-1 on Batista. This ball's hit to deep left field, and it's gone. Batista line drive home run to make it 3-1. 13th home run Batista's hit this year. He's always been able to do that.
Batista had swung through a 2-0 slider the pitch before. You could tell by his reaction after swinging through it, he wanted that one again, and he received it.
Look where the
this time
pitch
he doesn't miss. No, it's just a hanging slider, middle portion of the plate, 2-1 fastball count.
.344th career home run for Joey Bats. That's 97th on the all-time list. Twin takes a strike. Again, everything up though. That's just his second home run in a Phillies uniform. Batista. Also Atlanta and the New York Mets this year. And a walk to Quinn.
I expect to see another mound visit. Maybe Steve Foster will come out with him. Ian Desmond running out too. Because you understand who's at the plate. This is their best hitter. Philly's best hitter is Rhys Hoskins. Now you just walk somebody after getting up the home run to Bautista. And the Phillies will have a chance to get in this game if Rhys runs into one.
That's right. He said it last night. He said it earlier in the game. Don't wake up a sleeping dog. Their Daubers down, but look at the standings a little more than a month ago. They were in first place in the NL East. They did a lot of things right this year. September's been miserable. This series has been miserable for them. You want to keep it that way. Quinn a threat to go. The reason he may not is because of the guy who's at the plate. You don't want to take the bat out of his hands.
Well, remember, Quinn was picked off on Monday.
Going to get him out. Desmond came down the line, made the catch in the inning. Batista solo home run. Rockies up 3-1 as we go to the bottom of the third. LeMahieu will lead it off. That they'll do that again today. Go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the next day between 4 and 6 to get your Rockies taco special. Liv Moss at Taco Bell. The Rockies 3 runs in the first 2 innings. Home run by Dahl in the first to dead center field. Trevor Story led off the second with a monstrosity of a home run to dead center field. Cargo doubled. He would eventually score on a wild pitch. That's a strike also. DJ behind 0-2. He bounced to second his first time up. 4 for 12 lifetime against Jake Arrieta, Cy Young Award winner with the Cubs in 2015. 1-2. He has on his resume 2 no-hitters. And for about a 3-year period, he was right there with Kershaw. One of the best pitchers in baseball. Batista makes the catch, 1 out. And here comes Baby Doll.
There's that home run in the first inning with an 0-1 count. Arrieta just misses middle portion of the plate and it gets blasted to center.
When David came up in 2016 and had the remarkable start in hitting in 17 straight games, again tying a major league record. By the end of the season, he was below 170 pounds. Remember, I mean, the uniform truly was falling off of him. And he's worked hard to put on high quality weight. And this year, you know, he broke his foot and he fouled the ball off his foot. You know, he was around the club a little bit, but we weren't seeing him every day. All of a sudden, he showed up 2 months later, and man, was he ever in the gym. He's now in the 195 range. He always had a whippy back. He even at 165 pounds generated pop like he was 220. Now he's a grown man.
Well, and it just, if you're curious what weight does for a ball player over the course of the year, Henry with the backhand will throw out Dahl. It's that it allows them to keep their strength, to keep that bat whipping through the zone. So there's times where a player, you're feeling good when you get older. You maybe feel great for 2 games a week, 3 games a week. When you're a younger player, it's pretty much every single day. But if you're losing weight, you're losing strength, you may feel okay, but you don't have the strength to constantly whip the bat through the zone. And if you're not having that, you miss pitches, you pop out, ground out to short.
Strike on Nolan. Hit a fly ball to right his first time up. Would you drop later in the year, Spilly, a ½ an ounce?
Oh, at least. I mean, I had to fight like David Dahl to keep weight on.
He's fouled off. 2 strikes.
It looks like a lot of people left work early today because the crowd looks nice right now.
Yeah, you don't want to miss out. Talk about the weight room. Arrieta's always been at the head of his class when it came to physical fitness among pitchers in baseball. He's in the Michael Lorenzen mode.
Yep. So different workout regimens. Arrieta likes using Pilates. That's something he spends most of his offseason doing.
Pilates or Pilates?
Pilates. No, you don't want to do Pilates. It involves hiking
to the far regions of ballparks.
Needing ballpark fare.
Two and 2, 2 outs. Rockies up 3-1. And Nolan tags one left center field and deep. And this one is way back. And it'll take a hop off the warning track, and Nolan will dig in the spikes about 20 feet past second base. A 420-foot double for Arenado. Just hit it in the wrong part of the ballpark.
Well, off the bat, I didn't think Nolan had it. This is a 2-seam fastball out over the middle, and the reason why I say that is Nolan's running hard out of the box. He knows that this ball's headed to the deepest part of Coors Field. Hitters know when you got one. Subaru Supermo Notice how Nolan's feet are now shuffling through the zone. That's good for Nolan.
Well, here's Trevor, who had a home run, a triple, and a single last night. He has a home run today, and he takes inside ball one. 4 of the 23 longest home runs in Major League Baseball this year have been hit by one Trevor Story, and all 4 have come in the month of September. He'll take a single right here. 2-0.
Time for the Subaru StatCast on Trevor's home run. Just the sound off the bat's amazing. 107 miles an hour off the bat, 26 degrees, 471 feet. True story.
How many guys hit no doubters straight away? 2-0. In front just a little bit. 2-1 on T Story.
A pulled home run feels great because for a major league hitter, getting the bat head out in front and spinning one and knowing, you know, when you catch one out in front and hit one 375 feet for a homer to left. When you square a baseball up to center and you get to watch the ball flight, those are the best ones.
Checked his swing. 3-1. 83 and counting extra base hits for Story. He's a National League leader in extra base hits, 2 more than Javi Baez of the Cubs. Speaking of middle infielders with pop. 2 outs, Nolan at second, and ball 4. And there's no break now in this lineup the way it's been rolling, because here comes Cargo. His last time up, he lashed a line shot double to deep left center. And one of the storylines in this series offensively for the Rockies has been their penchant for producing 2-out ribbies.
When your lineup is getting longer and longer, as we're noticing with the Rockies, and if you think back to this month of September, it started with Charlie and DJ. Charlie with the 17-game hit streak that was snapped yesterday. DJ basically leading baseball multi-hit games. Nolan starting to get his footing. Dahl with 4 straight games with a homer. Now Cargo, Parr is hitting well. You're going to see 2-out RBIs because you're going to have a quality at bat following another quality at bat.
Cargo in his career has hit 363 against the Phillies. His major league coming out party, the 09 division series against Philadelphia, in which he was 10 for 17. He was a leadoff hitter back then. Hit himself to the 3 spot in the lineup after that series, you well remember. Next year, he was the player's choice in Major League Baseball as the player of the year. He only picked one. He was it in 2010. Won a batting title that year also. Here's the 1-1.
Well, that Philadelphia playoff series in 2009 that Cargo had, I'll never forget it. The Phillies won't forget it either. They couldn't get him out.
One ball, 2 strikes. Well, it's one of the prouder moments in a long and distinguished managerial career for Jim Tracy, because, and he's told this story many times, that he kept getting asked when Cargo was struggling initially, hey, are they going to send him out?
You know, you're going to keep playing him. He said, as long as he's in our clubhouse, I'm going to write his name in the lineup. He goes, I believe in this kid, and he's going to hit. And sure enough, he did.
Ground ball to second, and it comes off on Hernandez, and Cargo will reach. I don't know if it hit the lip, but now the bases are loaded for Desmond.
Arrieta's been hurt by the errors more than any pitcher on the Philadelphia Phillies pitching staff, and the Phillies ranked 29th in baseball in fielding percentage. In fact, their fielding percentage this season's the lowest they've had since 1994. It's an inning-ending ground ball out.
It's a 12th error on Hernandez, and that's a lot for a second baseman.
Hernandez is a good player.
He is a good player. Big fan of his. But 12 errors on the right side. It's a bunch. And this is popped up. Kingery will make the catch, and that'll end the threat. So the Rockies will leave them loaded here in the third. They have a 3-1 lead as we go to the fourth. The 2018 Toyota Tundra in your hometown Toyota stores, and by Dish Network, better TV for all. Well, the baseball authenticated tied a major league record last night, did Herman, striking out the first 8 batters of the game. Now he's watching his close friend Antonio Senzatella. This is a big inning for Senza. He's battled command, which is normally a strength of his. I mean, throughout his minor league career, his fastball command was outstanding. It's why he got to the big leagues at such a young age. Carlos Santana will be first up, 5-6-7. Ground ball, foul down the first base line. Santana doubled to right center his first at bat.
Santana's numbers on the season are pretty remarkable if you look at him. 226 batting average. The start of today's game, 23 home runs, 107 walks, only 90 strikeouts.
Get him out here. Story, or excuse me, Nolan will make the catch. That'll bring up Dylan Cousins. Hey, join in on the conversation. Send us your comments, use Twitter, and you must include the hashtag Toyota Talk. We've talked a lot about Dylan Cousins. Scottsdale, Arizona kid, was a 2-sport star, football and baseball. This year at Lehigh Valley, in just 88 games,
A little more than half a season, he had 21 jacks. That's a strike. 1-1. Three runs, 5 hits for the Rockies. A run on 2 hits and an error on Philadelphia. 2-1.
I'm just watching Cousins swinging. His first movement as a hitter is to open up the hips so he can clear and let the long levers that he has free up. Well, at the major league level, pitchers can expose that until Cousins gets to the point where maybe he has to back off the plate a bit. Learns to use center field, opposite field, because I guarantee you this guy can hit opposite field homers. But he's playing to pull. He's too strong to worry about pulling a baseball.
That's, I mean, when you'd have, and again, I'm sure he's been told that, but
it's okay to be a pull hitter, but you just still have to keep your hip closed.
Well, he's going to get extra bases here. He's a big kid who can run also.
He's flying.
Yeah. He's going to have a 1-out double.
Well, this one, you can see his hip open up and notice where the pitch is. It's a changeup down and in, which speeds up his bat, allows him to catch up to it. Big, strong guy, though, and he can see the athleticism that the Phillies like about Cousins.
That's his first career double. 1 out, Kingery at the plate. This is just going to be a fist fight today for Senzatella. He obviously does not have anywhere close to his best command. You know, he can always find it, but he's now in the 4th inning. Kind of bobbing and weaving a little bit. Head 0-2 on Kingery.
Kingery has 100 hits on the season, which is 5th among NL rookies. Also has 54 runs scored, which is 5th among rookies. He'll end up in the top 5 in a lot of offensive categories. We got off to a real rough start.
Two strikes. Good block by Chris. He's thrown 63 pitches, has Senza, and it's almost a 50-50 split balls and strikes. That's not good.
Especially when you consider how well he pitched last week. 7 innings, never gave up a walk, only 3 hits.
Yeah, he was perfect with 2 outs in the 5th inning. Pollock hit that home run on the hanging curveball. That put a cut in the baseball. Couldn't tell him that.
Probably,
yeah.
Depending on if Kingery's bat has a cup at the end. So every bat you can choose to change where the weight is on the barrel, and it looks like he has a cup on the top. So that would have cut the ball.
Two and two.
Starting to see some relievers in the Rockies bullpen moving around, shaking their arms out. A little movement in the Philadelphia Phillies bullpen as well.
Yeah, somebody just got up in the Phillies pen. Arrieta's a couple doors down. 2-2. It's 3-2.
Well, even with runners in scoring position, as much as Senzatella will occasionally have traffic, hitters are hitting 182 in the last eight games with runners in scoring position. So he's limited hits and damage.
And this ball towards left center field, and Dahl can't make the catch. Cousins is going to stop at third, throw to second, and not going to get Kingery. And now you have the tying run at second base on a fly ball double. Dahl was swung around toward the line, and even as well as David runs, he couldn't get there.
Off the end of the bat, this ball's not hit very hard. Subaru Supermo. David tries his best. It just lands in front of his glove. And for Cousins at second base, he's trying to get a good read on it. Ends up going back, and that costs him a run.
He had to honor the diving attempt by Dahl.
The Phillies are showing Justin Bour on deck, so they are anticipating pinch hitting for Jake Arrieta. Well, we know Arrieta can swing. 140 batting average, a homer and 3 RBIs, but he has no batting gloves on. It looks like he will not hit if his spot comes up. And it's going to.
Rockies have Chris Russin up. Infield back, second and third, one out, and that'll help. 2 outs. Soft little liner at DJ.
Well, they pulled Justin Bour back. And Arrieta is going to hit. 61 pitches on the afternoon for him.
You just never know with Gabe. I mean, he's pulled a lot of starting pitchers very early in games. Now, this is his horse, obviously. They signed him to a huge deal in the offseason. The Rockies have hit him pretty hard, clearly already. And you have a chance to tie it up, but with 2 outs, he's going to let Arrieta hit for himself. Again, this guy has a Silver Slugger award. He can hit. Curveball for a strike. And Senzatella, when they went over the scouting report this morning, was reminded, you throw to him like he's a position player.
Well, I was looking at batting gloves and thinking that he needed to have him to hit. Arrieta doesn't swing with batting gloves on.
0-2. Now finish the job. It's a big sequence in this game. As crazy as that may sound with the pitcher up. It's off the plate. 1-2. I think what'll be interesting for Buddy, if he gets out of it here, does he go out for the 5th inning?
Pitcher spot due up second next inning.
Got it. Big pitch by Senzatella. And he strands 2 men in scoring position, and the Rockies maintain their 3-1 lead.
today to come to the Rockies game. Which excuse did you use? Sick, family emergency, doctor's appointment, maybe a mental health day? You guys, this is absolutely hilarious. I'm here with David right now. He's actually a doctor, and he had to cancel his patients to come to the ballpark today. What did you tell them why you had to cancel?
It was C and D. I had a doctor's appointment, and I had to take a mental health day to come see the Rockies as we are getting into the playoffs. And all of my patients supported me being here to make sure that the Rockies win today and through the weekend. Go Rockies. We're going all the way.
My kind of people. You guys, this whole section up here, I've been talking to all these different types of people, and they all say they ditched work to be here. A lot of them said that they were sick. Okay, wait, another thing. He's actually here with a female who's a hairstylist. She canceled her appointment, and she said, I can't be seen on television because I don't want the people who I canceled on to know I'm here.
And
she
she's
lied.
my therapist.
Too good, too good. But hey, I'm with all the people who support him. If they say they want to go to a Rockies game, this is the middle of a pennant chase. You got to support that, you guys.
That's the only excuse you need. It's not even an excuse.
Yeah, Dr. Spielborgs wrote notes for a lot of people this morning.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. I was favoriting a lot of your tweets this morning.
Yeah.
2-1. Yeah. You just rubber stamp that.
Yeah, just
That's
bam.
good. Boom, you're good.
Dr. Spielborg.
Hey, no. Understood. Court date? No, fine. You're all right.
Slam the gavel.
This is up the elevator shaft. And that makes the catch. So Iannetta retired. And Senzatella will hit for himself.
I might go back to school to get my doctorate in something, just so I can rubber stamp these things and so I can get better dinner reservations.
Senza takes high, ball one.
How about this one? My Dodgers fan of a boss said no. He said we both have to work.
Look for another gig. Find another boss.
Yeah.
Undermine him. Have an office coup.
Work for a Dodgers fan?
Have him overthrown. How sweet was that victory last night by Arizona? I mean, there were a lot of guys still in the clubhouse watching yesterday. Guys that ordinarily would have already been in a car on their way home. Pollock hit that 3-run home run.
Erupted in the clubhouse.
Yep.
And guys are celebrating with Herman. Last night was a remarkable number. Franchise record for strikeouts in the season. Just what he's been able to accomplish.
You said it best, Billy. It was a flashback to Eddie Feigner days, the king in his court.
He legitimately came out, and what was funny, I asked Tony about the curveball. He said his curveball was not good in the bullpen.
Always works that way, doesn't it?
And he came out, and the first one he threw was just, no one's going to touch it.
Sense of having an AB here.
Yeah, Rockies fans were huge Diamondback fans last night. They're going to be huge Giants fans this weekend.
Outside. I was talking to Cargo for a while late last night, and I told him that, you know, we were talking about the Giants are going to give the Dodgers all they want. I mean, deep hatred there, right? And I told him that Bumgarner moved his start from Wednesday to Friday. He was supposed to go last night. He said, no, I want to pitch against the Dodgers on Friday to open up. And Cargo's face lit up because he has such great respect, mutual admiration both ways, because Bumgarner has huge respect for Cargo. And he said, I love that guy. He goes, I love how he goes about his business. He goes, he reminds him of Helton. He goes, he's old school. And that is Madison Bumgarner. So the Rockies, it'll be different, but they're going to be huge Giant fans. They're going to be big Mad Bum fans on Friday. But Cargo loved that story. He wasn't aware that Bumgarner had pushed his start to face LA. And here's the series probables. Ryu for the Dodgers Friday against Mad Bum. Derek Rodriguez, who we know how good he is.
Rookie of the Year candidate.
That's right. He's going to go against the great Clayton Kershaw on Saturday. And then the young phenom Walker Buehler against another guy with good stuff, Andrew Suarez. And it's at AT&T Park. And this year, the Giants are 9-7 against LA. And that park can negate a little bit of the home run thump of LA.
Exactly. If it plays anything like what the Rockies saw a week ago when they headed to AT&T Ballpark, good luck scoring some runs. It was not traveling a week ago.
Not at all. 1-1 on Charlie inside, 2-1.
And we talked about this earlier. National League West has been run by the Dodgers the last 5 years. 5 straight division titles. But there's no allies for the Dodgers at all.
No, there doesn't seem to be anybody else in the division that's pulling for LA. And now the neat thing again, the Rockies, they're in a fist fight here today. It's 3-1, but they control their own destiny.
But you didn't think you were going to be able to say that a week ago?
No way, right?
No way. You had to count on other people.
He left LA down 2.5 games. 2-2, 3-2. Padres helped out. The Padres got a victory against the Dodgers, 1 out of 3. And then, of course, Arizona took 2 of 3 the last few days. In the air to left, Cousins out there. And it's a 1-2-3 4th inning. So we'll move to the 5th. The Rockies leading 3-1. That's a great vantage point to watch the ball game.
Communication is important, but the Rockies are importanter. I couldn't have said it better myself. Rockies gift cards are a great gift for all Rockies fans. Gift cards can be redeemed for game tickets and at Dugout Rockies stores or for merchandise and concessions at Coors Field.
Here's the deal with that fan. They're enormous Rockies fans, and when they can't come to Coors Field, they clearly have been listening to you intently the last few years. What was that? The most best sign?
Most best sign I've ever seen.
Yeah. Can I, at some point in time, maybe in the offseason, you don't have to do it here in the waning days of baseball, but can you do me a favor and actually, for the whole crew?
Learn English?
No. This is pulled foul. No, we don't. Listen, we don't want to make it a difficult task. I just want to see your transcripts from UCSB. Okay.
They're good.
Are they?
I'm an excellent writer. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to see them. That's all.
I mean, like having comedic chops like I have. It takes some semblance of intelligence.
Right. Absolutely. Great. You know, I have several
Billy.
favorite activities, Taylor. I'm just going to tell you, Taylor will agree with me. I love
Reading
the joy
books.
of calling the Rockies games, right? And giving you a hard time is right up there with that, right, Taylor?
Which is great.
Yeah, I was going to ask Billy how that Spanish class of his is going. Because when you talk about transcripts, there's been a few glitches when it comes to Spanish.
He's got one glitch. He needs one class.
No, there's been but you've attempted it about 10 different times, right?
3 different times.
Okay, same difference.
I'm in it right now, and currently I can look it up.
Well, let's see what your grade is. Hold on.
I think I have 96% of.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm actually doing pretty good. I'll show you my grades.
Swung on and missed. Hernandez, a strikeout victim.
I'm taking Spanish 101 online through Santa Barbara City College because it's my last prerequisite that I need to get my degree that I started 12 years ago.
Oh, let me go over the grades. Assignments, 94.18. Give me a high five on that. Nicely done.
Palabras, which is, you know, my speaking stuff.
98.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Wow.
I don't know what this one.
Instructora?
Yeah, so you're Spanish.
Well, I didn't tell you I took French. I wasn't good at that either. 87.6. All right, solid. Imported assignments, those that you import from other countries, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100. Extra credit, kissing butt a little bit. That's smart. 100, so you're sitting on a 94.5. That's well done. How is Stacy able to do this and raise your children? I don't understand. How is that?
You know what's great about online Spanish now is that they force you to do this thing. You have to turn on your camera so it sees that it's you taking the courses. So I have this cutout of me sitting in front of my computer, and Stacy does it from behind. It's great.
Stacy's manicured fingers on it, right? How often are they checking to look?
I don't know.
That's good. I'm proud of you, buddy. Finish strong. 1 and 2. And that's strike 3. So Senza here in the 5th inning. 2 quick strikeouts. He gets Batista, who had homered against him. And now Roman Quinn.
Well, now Senza's getting the baseball down in the zone. This one just locks up Bautista on the Subaru Supermo. And that's a good change for Senzatella. We kept seeing the slider. It was a slider that Bautista hit for the home run. He's going back to his best secondary pitch, which is the curveball. He goes to it again. First pitch to Roman Quinn. That is his best secondary pitch. Inet, I think, is just scrapping the slider today and the changeup.
It's been the fastball command. Obviously, it's off. That's his changeup. So it's 2-0 on Quinn. Fly ball to left field and a walk for Roman. And that's out of play. Mom thinks I'm at school. Hold on a second. How old's that kid?
Well, Dad must have grabbed him out.
Okay. It's like, what, are you jumping in an Uber or something? Went right past Linkwood Elementary School? Right, straight to Coors Field, please. There's a strike.
What'd you learn at school today? Why are your teeth blue?
3 and 2. I learned the most best English language from the Rockies television analyst Ryan Spilligus.
I'm hopped up on sugar from the cotton candy Dad let me have.
Way inside. And that's a walk with 2 outs to Quinn. And now the tying run comes up in Rhys Hoskins.
And now you're back to that situation you were trying to avoid.
Interesting right now. The guy normally we see around the 7th inning in that time frame. Scott Oberg is up here just in case.
Three walks on the afternoon for Senzatella.
And Hoskins is fooled, and the check swing produces a foul ball. It's 1-1. Same situation as the 3rd inning. After the home run by Bautista, the walk to Quinn, and now Hoskins at the plate. 2-1.
Now you're in trouble with a guy like Rhys Hoskins. 3rd time through for seeing Senzatella. Hitters count. You're not locating fastball.
He went 2-2. Checked it out with Mark Wegner at first.
That last pitch, 2-1. Good off-speed pitch down in the zone is important because now it throws Hoskins, who looked to be jumping on a fastball. Is he going to be looking off speed? Is he going to be stuck in between?
It was probably your last hitter. Make it your best pitch. Uh-oh, that's foul. That was not his best pitch. He's lucky that that was a hanger inside.
Yeah,
that thing just landed in golden. Whoa, this was. He wanted to grab this thing back when it was on its way to the plate.
And now Rhys Hoskins basically ruined the curveball for Senzatella. This becomes a fastball, fastball.
This is going to be a base hit. Now decision for Buddy Black with Santana coming up. A double and a pop out. Do you ask Oberg to get him? He's going to do that. No signal yet. He may be buying time, and now he wants Oberg. And they gave Antonio a chance. So Antonio guts through 4 2/3. Back in a moment. hitters of the inning. Sensatella looked as good as he has all day. Struck out Hernandez and froze Batista with the breaking ball. And then he walked Roman Quinn on a 3-2 pitch. Rhys Hoskins hit a little dribbler up the third base line. So now Scott Oberg, who went an inning and 2/3 2 days ago, will be asked to get Santana with 2 on and 2 outs. A switch hitting slugger. First pitch, the sliders down and in.
Well, Roman Quinn has been the at-bats that, if Senzatella looks at it, those are the ones you circle. You can't walk Quinn in front of Hoskins. Those are the ones, no offense to Roman Quinn, but I can live being beat by solo shots.
And again, to utilize your phrase one more time, with all due respect, Roman Quinn is a puppy in the big leagues. He's a speed guy. He has a little bit of pop in his bat, but I mean, he pitched to him, unfortunately, like he was Bryce Harper.
That's what seeing a guy hitting third in the major leagues does to somebody.
2-1.
Quinn came into this series 0 for 18. He's been very good. Hit 5th for the Phillies last night because he's been a hot bat.
Swung on a miss. Snap throw to first. Oh man, that's going to cost 90 feet with Quinn. He's around third. And he gets a stop sign from Dusty Wathan. And that had to be poor communication. Evidently, Iannetta thought there was a play on with Desmond, but Desmond wasn't covering the bag. And Chris just snapped the throw.
Let's see if Desmond, no, Desmond's waiting for it.
Oh, he is. Oh, he did break. So they were on the same page.
And look at Desmond. He applies a tag and keeps Rhys Hoskins from running.
And they're calling umpire interference. And they brought Roman Quinn back to second. I'll have to look again. Did you see interference?
I was watching the ball go down the right field line.
Break for the Rockies. 2-2. And Santana strikes out. Scott Oberg gets his man. It remains 3-1 Colorado. The fifth inning. It's been a while since we've got to reference code 5.06 C2 in the old Major League rule book. This was the interference. Chris Iannetta, see, his arm and hand glanced off the chest protector of Jim Reynolds. First pitch in there from Arrieta for a strike. The plate umpire interferes with the catcher's throw attempting to prevent a stolen base or retire a runner on a pickoff play. Runners may not advance. That's why Roman Quinn had to go back. DJ with a bouncer towards Santana. The top two in the lineup, the table setters, who've been brilliant for a while. So far today, 0 for 6 between Charlie and DJ. That'll bring up David Dahl with one out. He missed it in the first inning. He hit a monstrous shot to straightaway center field, his 4th home run in as many days.
Arrieta settled down, getting the last 5 straight batters for the Rockies.
Feel a lot more comfortable if the Rockies could put up a couple more runs here. They had an opportunity in the 3rd inning. The bases loaded, albeit with 2 outs. Desi hit a little flare to short. Top of the zone, 1 ball, 1 strike. Last 4 home games, not including today, the Rockies have scored 44 runs. And David works underneath this. Quinn and Cousins will make the catch.
Seventh hour Spanish, getting a bit of Don Quixote and Los Rockies. That's really good. Thank you, Senor Dimit.
We haven't had a Man of La Mancha reference in a while also. 2 outs and Nolan at the plate.
Well, with that last out, Arrieta's been able to get his ERA back under 4. It's at 3.99. He said that was one of his little personal goals. At least some of the people within the Phillies organization alluded to that. Trying to end the season sub-4.
We'll try to change that around right here. He almost hit one out his last time up. A 415-foot double to extreme left center field. 3rd in the National League in OPS. 2 strikes.
And for Arrieta, he's gone more off speed than fastballs. Especially after that 2nd inning, the Rockies had the 3-0 lead.
To deep right center field, but Quinn is back there, and on the edge of the track he makes the catch, and that is 7 in a row retired now by Arrieta. Rockies up 3-1 as we go to the 6th. pitching performance. Well, Antonio Senzatella, who's really been in a great place. The raw line, 4 2/3. You'd like to see him go longer naturally, but he gave up just 1 run. Struck out 4, he walked 3, took him 95 pitches, just did not have great command today. But he got big outs and he got some help from Scott Oberg, who struck out Carlos Santana with 2 aboard last inning. Oberg will remain in the game. Here's Dylan Cousins, and he takes a mighty swing and fouls it back. So the plan for Buddy, I'm sure, is to get Oberg through the 6th, and then you kind of work as you naturally would with your plus side guys who are all well rested. O did work an inning yesterday. We talk about Ottavino and Davis. They have not appeared in this series, not with the lopsided victories for Colorado. Yesterday, 14-0. Harrison Musgrave is throwing in the Rockies' pen, and that would be to, you would think, to help out here in the 6th if necessary. 1 and 2. Nothing happens by accident. Buddy has this thing mapped out, and that's a good start to the inning. Strikeout for Oberg. 2 for 2. He's faced 2 hitters. He's punched 2 out. That'll bring up Scott Kingery.
That's the beauty of Scott Oberg, is that his secondary pitches he's been able to command immediately coming out of the bullpen, and it's multiple pitches. It's a slider and the curveball. When you're adding 95 to 98 miles an hour with a fastball that he can elevate, it's put him in a great spot.
Kingery, a fly ball double his last time up. He's tardy there. Nationals coming to town. The only thing they've committed, Spilly, from a rotation standpoint, is that Joe Ross is going to throw tomorrow night. Beyond that, it's anybody's guess. Strasburg was scheduled to go and still might. Max Scherzer on normal rest could make the start on Sunday. You and I have had that discussion. I know you've visited a little bit with FP Santangelo, your counterpart on Nats broadcast, where if he got to 300, and that's something that Max had alluded to FP at some point, that he would shut it down. But there may be external pressure with the Rockies in it for Scherzer to pitch. 0-2, and he's gone. 2 outs.
Fall is here and Rocktober is heating up. The Rockies Dugout Stores are your one-stop shop for all fall weather gear and player merchandise. Check out any of the 5 area locations.
The Rockies, we know who's going to throw tomorrow night. That's Kyle Freeland. That's always good. We know who's going to throw Saturday night. John Gray, coming off a great performance against Philadelphia on Monday. And then on Sunday, the Rockies also have a TBA, because it'll depend a lot on what transpires the next 48 hours. Scott Oberg, another great job. 1, 2, 3 in the 6th as he gets Knapp to bounce out. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. The Rockies look to expand their 3-1 lead. To you by Dish Network. Trevor Story homered yesterday, 465 feet. Felt a little fresher this morning. Went 471 on that blow to center field. It was also his 35th home run of the year. So check this out. National League shortstops who produced a 35-plus home run season. Ernie Banks did it 5 times. Look at the graph in a moment. Here's Trevor taking outside ball 1. Rich Aurelia, Brooklyn born, went to St. John's in 01, 37 times. Billy Hall, a former Brewer, and Trevor. Bounce to third. Santana, high throw, but he got it. Rockies all of a sudden gone quiet against Jake Arrieta.
Well, Arrieta's pitching different. It's not like he was in the first couple innings. It's now off speed first and then throwing the fastball in well-located areas second.
Cargo booming double to left center field. He would score eventually. Moved up 2 bases, first on a pass ball, then on a wild pitch. The time and made it 3-0. Reached on an error by the second baseman Hernandez also. Officially 1 for 2. It's down 1-0. Rockies have Chris Russin and Songwon Oh. 1 ball, 1 strike. You would think this will be all for Arrieta since he's due to lead off in the top of the 7th. And Cargo bounces this one to first. It's 9 in a row set down. And Desmond will come up. Desi's 0 for 2.
Arrieta, as bad as the Philadelphia Phillies have been playing, he's settled down this game where he's giving them a legitimate shot to get back in it.
Rockies got a run in the first on the Dahl homer. Story hit a home run leading off the second, and then Cargo after the double would come around. Nothing since then. Desi hit his 21st yesterday. His first home run in more than a month. Two strikes. That's roped, and it's going to eat up Kingery. That's where he's a young player, and he's a talented player, Spilly. But there's no reason on earth, if you know who hit the baseball, to throw it there.
You just eat it. It's a tough backhanded play for Kingery because it's top spun and it's hit hard. Unless a guy falls down face first after hitting that baseball and he makes it close, there's no reason to make that throw. Go down as a hit.
You never want to compound your mistakes in life or on the baseball diamond.
I wish you would have told me that about 15 years ago or longer than that.
Chris a base hit, and he fouled out to Knapp. Chris is due to run into one. Chris can reach here. Probably see Gerardo Parra. Runner going, fouled off. Desi will get his uni dirty and then have to go back to first.
It's hard for hitters to take in a 2-0 count. That fastball, that's what Iannetta did. He fired at it. But yet still, you're in a hitter's count, 2 outs. When you get a pitch you can handle, you're going to swing, even though Desmond got a great jump. He would have stolen that base fairly easily.
Down the line, just foul. Just doing what I'm told.
Yeah, you're clapping your hands along with the PA system. There's a good chance I'm going to throw on that rally jacket back there at some point if the Rockies don't score this inning.
Gonna break it out on special occasions.
We're getting close to needing need some comfort.
Desi going again, and once again it's fouled off. Is there a guy? Erica's directing today. Is there a guy who has the audacity to have a Dodger jersey on right near where that foul ball went? Or does it say something else and it looks like Dodgers on it? Yeah, it's not right there. I'm looking to say.
Well, if he's wearing it, I'm going to circle him.
And ridicule him. 2-2. And strike 3. That'll end the inning. So Iannetta goes down. And we'll go to the 7th inning. The Rockies leading 3-1.
In the middle of game 159 on this season, Rockies athletic trainer Keith Duggar put it best. He said if a guy is feeling 100% at this point in the season, something's probably wrong. The truth is every single one of these baseball players is dealing with an ache and pain of some sort, and it takes a special mental capacity to grind through the late season games.
You know, baseball is such a mental game as it is, but you know, especially this time of the year, you know, everybody's hurting, nobody's feeling great, but you know, you have that extra juice in you when you know what's at stake, and you know, it's really fun. That's why we play the game.
After the game, you can go out, go to the cold tank, and you know, cry a little bit and things like that. But right now, we're just going for it.
Now, of course, baseball players train to play 162 plus games, but it certainly still is a grind, Drew.
Yeah, it's a grind on defer to Spilly here, who went through it numerous times and then into October. But the juice you get, the adrenaline rush you get, that takes care of all the aches and pains. 3-1 Colorado. O is coming in. So the Rockies leading 3-1. What happens every once in a while, Buddy had Oberg warm up, and when Pedro Florimon was announced as the pinch hitter for Jake Arrieta, that's when he went out and brought in Song-Hwan Oh. So here we go. It's 9-1-2. Pinch hitter again is Florimon. And Song-Hwan, his first delivery, that slow curveball in there at 70 miles an hour, strike one. Scott Oberg, great job again. Faced 4 hitters, struck 3 of them out. Outside, ball and a strike. 3-1 Colorado. Cesar Hernandez on deck. One and two. Phillies over the last 3 days, as you're well aware, allowed 34 runs, 10, 10, and 14. It's the first time since 1958 that they'd allow 10 plus in 3 straight. 1958, a while ago.
Well, for Arrieta, he settled this game down. He'll end up the season with a 3.96 ERA after giving up the 3 runs the first 2 innings. Oh, with the punch out.
He's got a sneaky fastball, Spilly, doesn't he?
It's his arm action, and it happens because he hides the ball so well. It's not the typical long arm delivery that you'll see from different pitchers in baseball. It's a short arm delivery, and he keeps the front side close so you can't see it. Add that to the off-speed pitches he throws in any count, and now you have a hitter off the fastball.
1-0 on Hernandez. 2 ground outs and a strikeout. All 3 of those at bats against Senzatella. Oberg, who's had a perfect season from a 1-loss standpoint because Senzatella went 4 2/3 and not the requisite 5. Oberg is in position for his 8th victory. He has just 1 defeat. That came in LA a little more than a week ago when Puig took him deep. One of the few blemishes on his scorecard in the last 4 months. Song-Hwan's ready. 1-2. And it's on 1 hop to Story on the bag. It's an out. Good job by Desi. We've seen him do that, Spilly, 3 or 4 times this year. He's got long toes, as we say.
He does. He has long, strong toes. But pay attention to Trevor's Story. Normally on a baseball like this, Trevor would throw it from a different arm angle. Because he's been struggling with that right arm, he comes over the top. The strong toes of Ian Desmond.
So underrated on a ball player. We talk about arm strength. We talk about, legs, core strength, strong toes.
It's hard to measure. You can't measure strong toes.
How are your toes?
Strong.
Strong? 65 toes?
Yeah, they were 60 on the 20 to 80 scale.
Nice. 2 outs, and Justin Bohr is going to be the hitter. This is for Jose Batista.
So right now there's a conversation. They're trying to get Steve Foster to come out and talk to Sungwon Oh with the trainer, with the interpreter Eugene, and not sure if they're allowing him, and so that's the question. They're going over scouting report. Is the translator allowed to go out with Steve Foster? We've seen this happen before. Jim Reynolds asking Bud Black right now.
I thought that was allowed. Mark Wegner is the crew chief. He's joined the conversation. Maybe not, because Eugene and Foster are heading back to the dugout. Buddy may just yell at Sungwon, Gaji. Well, now he's allowed to go. Gaja, which means let's go.
Yep. Take a behind-the-scenes tour at Coors Field.
Hold on a second. I'm glad you're doing just as well in Korean as you are in Spanish.
I know, I'm getting there. Group and individual tickets are available year-round. Call 303-ROCKIES or go to rockies.com/tours.
Next year we're going to be talking about you getting a master's degree in
Korean
linguistics.
Anyan asayo means, like, I think it means good morning and please. That was another one. That or it means I'm a funny looking human standing in front of you, and that's what Eugene taught me.
Well, the communication is done. And now with 2 outs, it's Justin Bohr.
Bohr has pretty much been relegated to pinch hitting duties with the Philadelphia Phillies after being a starting first baseman for the Marlins the last couple of years.
Spilly, they made a lot of moves. Here's a guy I'm going to mention right now we haven't seen at all other than watching him take BP in the series. Is Drupal Cabrera. Remember they got him late from the Mets?
Yeah, I believe his calf is the issue. Bohr, he had no oblique strain. He was on the disabled list from August 23rd to September 1st.
2-1. 3-1. Matt Klentak, who you spoke with the other day, I visited with him earlier in Philadelphia. He met with a bunch of reporters yesterday, and he said that they're going to make some significant changes in the offseason. He said he likes the direction, he likes the improvement he feels the club made this year. He said, but clearly there needs to be some significant changes. ... We'll see what that ends up meaning. 3-2 on Bohr. In the air, foul and out of play.
This is Justin Bohr's 44th at bat since joining the Phillies.
Probably not what he envisioned. Another 3-2. A base hit to left. Dahl will hold Bohr to a single. And now this is a big at bat coming up because it's Roman Quinn. And behind him is Rhys Hoskins. 2-out pinch single for Bohr. Now Nick Williams, who hasn't played either in this series, another young guy that the Phillies hope is part of the solution for them. And the reason he hasn't played is he has a finger injury that he hurt on a slide. Strike. Got official attendance 36,448.
Nice.
Playing hooky. Getting themselves potentially in hot water with their boss, but maybe not. If their boss is not a Dodger fan, they're all good, as we explained earlier. 2 strikes on Roman Quinn.
They have the doctor's note. Should be okay.
The doctor of linguists, Ryan Spilborghs, dismissed. 1-2.
Looking at Roman Quinn's numbers throughout the minor leagues, his career high for home runs is 7. It's 2 on the season for the Phillies this year, and a limited amount of at-bats.
Got it. Good job by O. And here's another big thing. Hoskins next inning will lead off as opposed to coming up with traffic. Song-Wan with the changeup to strike out Roman Quinn. Stretch time, 3-1 Rocks. TNT Sportsnet is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Beautiful Thursday afternoon. Folks out on the Platte River. The Rockies enjoying a 3-1 lead. They'd like to expand upon that. Florimon stays in the game in right field. And the new pitcher is Tommy Hunter. Haven't seen Tommy yet in this series. Veteran right-hander. 9-1-2 for the Rockies. It'll be Gerardo Parra, Charlie Blackmon, DJ LeMahieu, and hopefully others. The pen has had a rough ride. Everybody's had a rough ride who's throwing the baseball. Say maybe Jake Arrieta in this series for Philadelphia. Parra for president. Remember that was last year. So we got to show you Gerardo's bat. If we can get a view of it. He fouled that off. And if you notice, it's kind of covering up the barrel right now where the signature is. That bat is a Matt Holliday bat. Matty was telling us, and Gerardo came by, he'd be getting a lot of hits as he borrowed Matt's bats, and he said, "Papi, I'm going to take a couple more." 0-1. This is fouled off. There's a lot of hits in Matt Holliday's bats.
Big barrel. It's a 34.5-inch bat. So 34.5-inch, 32.5-ounce bat. That's a man's bat. Gerardo's been choking up on it, which, if you think about it, just having more mass at the barrel with some more weight, put the barrel on the baseball, it's going to travel. It'll have a lot more velocity off of it.
Well, truth be told, and I'll let you expound upon this, Billy, this is more common than I think many people realize. Guys
stealing each other's bats?
Yeah.
No, all the time. It happens all the time. Players will get bats from other teams, other players, other friends. They're always trying out different models.
This is in the air to deep center field with the Holliday bat, and it's got a lot of Matt Holliday in it. Pitch hit, home run, Gerardo Parra. Now follow him in the dugout.
11 for 26 as a pinch hitter. That's second best in Major League Baseball. Yes! Firing up the fans. Who's going to hug him at the end of the line?
I know he's normally at the end of the receiving line. He knew he clipped that. That had the right sound. How many baseballs are out in the evergreens this afternoon? All three Rockies home runs in the same vicinity. This is pulled foul by Blackman. Gotta love Gerardo. 6th home run of the year, 53rd RBI.
Like he's taking his Matt Holliday bat and hiding it like a dog that just grabbed a bone. He's in the backyard right now.
And this is pulled for a base hit, and it's a long run for Flomo. Charlie may have a chance for 3. He'll shut it down at this bag that's nestled behind the pitcher's mound. Double with nobody out.
Let's take a look at Gerardo Parra's swing on the Subaru Supermo. Fastball up. When you have a bat that's 34.5-inch, 32.5 ounces, just meet it. I love the fist waving around as he's rounding second base. This team is clicking on all cylinders right now, Drew. Guys love it. Parra wasn't part of it yesterday. He missed the celebration, but he gets into it today. Looks like it's Tyler Anderson that gets the hug, and so does Chris.
Second career pinch hit home run for Gerardo. Gerardo's one of those people, whether he worked in, your office around the corner or his office here at 20th and Blake. When you're around him, you're in a better mood. Impossible not to be. One of the things he does every single day, which I love to see. Some folks get some passes, and a lot of times it's families and they'll be on the dirt behind home plate during batting practice. And when Gerardo is done with his round of BP, as he walks off, he always grabs about a half a dozen balls and he rolls one at a time to kids. It's fouled off. I mean, he does it every single day.
Every day.
Rockies. They have a 5th run with nobody out, potentially at second base, and Blackman. And this is going to get Charlie to third.
Enjoy fan appreciation fireworks at Coors Field on September 28th. Come for the game against the Nationals and stay for an electrifying fireworks show courtesy of T-Mobile. All fans will also receive a 2019 magnet schedule courtesy of T-Mobile.
Field will come in. 1 out. David Dahl's at the plate. David, a home run in the first. A ground out and a fly out. David with 7 home runs, 22 driven in here in September. And that is fair. Charlie walks home. David on his way to second. And he's hunting a triple right now. And they ain't going to get him. Here come the Rockies offense again.
Well, this only works because Philadelphia Phillies infield is in. Rhys Hoskins tries his best. Large frame, can't reach it. It wasn't for the infield in, and for DJ moving Charlie over. Dahl doesn't get this opportunity. Broken bat right down the line. Easy stand-up triple for the baby Dahl.
And Gabe Kapler will come out. He's going to take the baseball from Tommy Hunter. It's been such a long and difficult series for that bullpen. They're going to bring in Pat Neshek. He's no Pat well. 5-1 Colorado. Double in the inning. And a guy who finished last year in a Rockies uniform and pitched in the Rockies wild card game against Arizona, and by and large did a really nice job after coming from Philadelphia last year. Pat Neshek, and now he's back in Philly this year. 38-year-old will face Nolan Arenado, and Nolan lines it right at Santana for the second out of the inning. Bring up Story. Home run, walk, and a ground ball to third this afternoon for Trevor, who was a double shy of the cycle yesterday. Outside ball one. Trevor, in the month of September, has a hard hit rate. That's balls coming off the bat at better than 95 miles an hour of 59+%. The top 3 marks in the National League. One and one.
That's just incredible. Well, Ryan Braun last night hitting 2 home runs for the Brewers. Pablo Reyes has been incredible in the last month. There's Trevor.
There's some names on there you wouldn't expect. Peter O'Brien, a journeyman, former high prospect. That's on the inside corner.
I just like it when you see the quality of contact and the hard hit rate around 60%. That's telling you that the timing's right. He's swinging at strikes, most importantly. Swinging at strikes. Those are pitches you can handle. And you're not missing.
1-2.
I love the move last year the Rockies made to get Pat Neshek. All-star for the Phillies. Phillies were out of it.
It's not dissimilar to the move that Jeff Bridich and his team made this year. In last year, Pat Neshek did garner, huge attention. Same thing this year with Song Wan-Oh, and look how effective both have been.
Neshek's one of the rare pitchers where he throws more sliders than fastballs. And Neshek on the season after re-signing with the Phillies had a shoulder strain at the end of spring training where he didn't show up in 2018 until beginning of July.
Dahl at third. Get out of play.
I'm also saying there's not a lot of guys that have worn the number 93 in Major League Baseball. I'm looking for notes, and it says he could be, he's believed to be the first player to ever wear the number 93.
Joe Beimel wore 99. Turk Wendell wore 90.
Beimel wore 97.
He wore 97. Turk Wendell
was 99.
Was 99.
Manny Ramirez 99, Taijuan Walker 99.
Here's a guy that Arizona will get back next year. This is cued to first. And I don't know. Out call at first. It was bang bang. Tony Diaz isn't leaving yet, which indicates to me he thinks that Trevor may have beaten Neshek, and they're going to take a look at it. This is a run if he's safe.
They're going to take a look on the Subaru Supremo.
I think it's going to hold up. That's going to hold up. That's a real good call by Mark Wegner. He's got to do that real time. We're sitting here slowing it down every which way but Sunday. Trevor's assessing it.
He's already handed his helmet and his gloves to Tony. All right.
I'll go play defense. Rockies will end up getting a pair of runs to extend their lead to 5-1. We're a single shy of the team cycle in the 7th. So there's the official word from New York. We'll go to the 8th inning. Gerardo Parra, pinch hit home run. Rockies up 5-1. Rockies have gotten big fly this afternoon. They have 3 home runs in the game. Story's got one. Dahl, of course, he hits one every day. Parra, pinch hit home run. Matt Holliday gets like 27% of that. No,
gets zero.
Gets zero credit. Adam Ottavino, first appearance in the series. On for the 74th time. This is Rhys Hoskins leading off. And he gets a wicked slider that's off the plate. Ball 1. Hoskins, Santana, and Dylan Cousins. 5-1 Colorado. They've out-hit Philadelphia 9-6. Here's a strike. You know, we were talking about moves made during late July. These are the ones that draw a great deal of attention. The teams in contention, making deals with teams not in contention. The big names that move. Obviously, the biggest name to move was Manny Machado going from Baltimore to Los Angeles. The Dodgers made a splash with Brian Dozier coming from Minnesota a short time later. But if you break them all down, and Spilly, you're on MLB radio frequently, and some work, and a lot of them don't. And a lot of times the fan base is upset with the club when they don't make numerous moves. The Rockies made the move for O, and you don't know how many they were involved in that didn't pan out.
Sure.
Oh, look at it. That didn't hit him, did it?
I hope not.
It evidently got him a glancing blow. Yeah, it was off the
top of the hand. What I was worried about was how he fell too. I mean, this is one of our shining bright stars in Major League Baseball, and what the Philadelphia Phillies are going to build around is a player like Rhys Hoskins.
It looks like he's okay, fortunately.
And I talked about that earlier with the Phillies. Don't accidentally hit that guy. I mean, the team truly enjoys Rhys Hoskins. You don't want to wake up the Phillies and have them start defending their player, and all of a sudden they're into this ball game.
Of course, Santana didn't pick that up at all. 95 for a strike, 0-1. But my point is, not just some Rockies fans, but every team that doesn't make a huge splash around the trade deadline. There goes Hoskins, and this is in the air to deep left field. Dahl hoping for a play, doesn't have one, and to your point, now it's a 5-3 game. 24th home run for Santana.
This pitch, Supermo. It's a slider, but it stays out over the middle portion of the plate, and Santana's not fooled by it at all. Just drives it opposite field for his 24th. Now you have the Phillies engaged.
Yep. Cousins at the plate. It's low, ball 1. But the Rockies, they were involved in conversations. They made the move for O, as we were discussing. But there was a strong belief that the nucleus of players they had was the hand that they felt they should play. And there's some parts that I'm sure in the minor leagues, some names that always were talked about by teams exploring deals with the Rockies, and the Rockies felt like, you know what, we don't want to part with any of those guys. And here they are with a few days left in the season, and they're right where they want to be. Well, it's 3-0 on Cousins. Remember in Otto's last outing,
walked 2,
and Buddy had to go get him, which is so unusual obviously this year. Now hit by pitch, 2-run homer and a walk, and you have the tying run coming up in Scott Kingery. Buddy's going to get at least somebody up, if not a couple of somebodies.
The last outing for Ottavino was on September 23rd when Bud Black grabbed him, so he's had about 4 days off. But prior to that, Ottavino had 3 straight days of pitching every game during the Diamondback series. And Otto will tell you, he feels great. He's one of those pitchers that wants to pitch every single day. Obviously, the Rockies don't want him to do that. 75 2/3 of an inning already on the season, 108 strikeouts. He's nowhere near the strike zone right now.
Nope. Russell can get ready in a hurry. He may need to. Runner going, and that's an easy bag. Ottavino's really slow to the plate, so Cousins at second. There's nobody out. Two 2-0 on Kingery. Lands that slider, 2-1. Just when you thought it was going to be comfortable after the Rockies got 2 in the bottom half of the 7th. That's a strike. This guy's been so good this year. Every time he struggles, he's been so rare, you're almost in shock. 2-2.
His last outing, he set the record for strikeouts in franchise history by a reliever in the season, passing Curtis Lescanic.
His 74th appearance. Like a punch out here. Full 3-2.
No fastball command for Ottavino, so it's
this will be his last hitter if he doesn't retire him.
No question.
Left-handed hitting. Andrew Knapp is on deck. Crowd nervous, and trying to encourage Adam Ottavino here. Got it. His best slider for the 3-2 pitch. 1 out. May still see Buddy go and get Otto.
10th strikeout on the day for the Rockies. Now it just locks up Kingery, and there's no way. As a hitter, 3-2, you're expecting fastball. You don't expect a hip shot slider that comes back over the plate.
Tough decisions that a manager has to make. Otto not sharp today. Scuffling a little bit. Left-handed hitters historically been tougher on him by a long shot over righties. Here's Knapp with 1 out. And he lands another slider.
Ottavino throws his fastball to lefties. He likes to start it inside. It's almost of a hip shot to a left-handers and let the natural movement run out over the portion of the plate. But if he has no fastball, I don't know if he's going to be willing to throw that pitch.
1-1.
tell you one thing, the shadows are starting to pop out, and it's going to make it really difficult to hit, pick up spin. So if you're around the strike zone, advantage back to the pitcher. There's that hip shot fastball. He's nowhere near it.
2-1. Pedro Florimon is on deck. Pinch hit in the 7th, stayed in the game in right field. 5-3 Rockies. Cousins at second. Two and two.
That's the best fastball Ottavino's been able to locate. And if he's looked back on the Subaru strike zone, it's going to be right down the middle.
Make a pitch right here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He got him. 2 in the book in the 8th.
This is where it's just unfair. This last slider, look at the movement. Starts on the outside portion of the plate and then ends up almost in the left-hander's batter's box.
Pedro Florimon struck out, pinch hitting in the 7th. And now the slider's biting, strike 1. Those shadows that come in the latter part of the afternoon, Spilly was referencing. Fastball is all of a sudden involved again. 0-2.
Sometimes it takes just a feel, and Ottavino's such a feel pitcher. The fastball he threw to Knapp that missed middle portion of the plate. He got his feel back for the fastball. Now he feels comfortable. Both pitches are now available to him. I expect him to feel confident throwing whatever he wants.
One fastball at 96. It's 1-2. Long outing here for Otto. 26 pitches. Everybody into it. Here's the 1-2. Baseball. This time of year, you live and die with every delivery. Two balls, 2 strikes. Close, but outside. 3-2.
That's a good job by Jim Reynolds. Pitch clearly off the plate. It's well received by Iannetta, but with 38,000 fans screaming and a pitcher walking off the mound, it's lucky that he didn't ring him.
Slider or heater? What do you got?
Go with the slider.
That's his pitch. 3-2. Got him on a slider. Inning over. Ottavino comes back. He did give up a 2-run homer. 5-3 Colorado go to the bottom of the 8th. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees, that's transparency. And by Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo customers get your 2-for-1 Rockies club level tickets by visiting wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Cargo's going to lead things off for the Rockies. They're up 5-3, looking for their 7th straight victory. In July, they won 7 straight. That's the longest winning streak of the year. The Rockies control their own destiny. They're in first place in the NL West by a half game over the idle Dodgers today. You see Aaron Luke, the former Blue Jay, has been called upon. He just came off the disabled list. He had a left forearm strain. He's in the top 10 all time with the Blue Jays in appearances. Was traded on the 31st of July at the trade deadline to come to Philadelphia when they were in the thick of the NL East race. They were leading at that time of year. They have Davis from the right side behind Luke. He may be out there just to face Cargo. And Cargo has a bat shattered, and Kingery throws him out. And
he's on the top step. He's
coming out,
making his march.
Desmond coming up. Desmond will see the right-hander Davis. Speaking of Davis, Wade throwing baseballs, awaiting the 9th inning on the Rockies side of things. Back in a moment.
Your attention now, pitching for the Phillies, number 50, Hector.
RM on Twitter to receive alerts for the Rockies Taco Special when the Rockies score 7 or more runs. Well, Hector Neris is in. Hector Neris has come on for Philadelphia, and Ian Desmond steps up. Desi 1 for 3 today.
3-pitch mix for Hector Neris. Fastball about 95, a slider and a split finger.
And that's a hard shot, but it's right at Cesar Hernandez, who is positioned up the middle. 2 gone, and that'll bring up Iannetta. Wade Davis in the 9th inning will have the top of the order. Cesar Hernandez will have a pinch hitter because the pitcher spot's now in the 2-hole. And then Roman Quinn. Iannetta today is 1 for 3. The Rockies' magic number to win the division, which would be their first ever, is 4. Any combination of Rockies wins and Dodger losses totaling 4. And you will see a celebration like you haven't seen in a while. Matt Holliday's come out with a Gerardo Parra bat. He doesn't have any left of his own to pinch hit if Chris can reach. I think he's got enough of his own.
He should.
Good swing by Chris. A 97-mile-an-hour fastball. 2 strikes. Rockies have hit 3 home runs today. David Dahl in the first, Trevor Story in the second, and Gerardo Parra off the bench, a solo shot in the 7th. All 3 home runs to dead center field. And Neris strikes out Ionetta. So we'll go to the 9th inning. The Rockies lead at 5-3. Wade Davis will be asked to get the final 3 out so the Rockies can shake hands.
To town. Here's where the Rockies sit atop the NL West. They are half game above the Dodgers. That would move to a full game with a victory here at Coors Field today. We welcome you out to center field. Jenny Kavnar, Corey Sullivan, and Jeff Houston getting ready for the Toyota post-game show. I just feel like the Rocks keep picking up where they left off. They have a one-track mind right now.
And we talked about it on the pregame show. Control your own destiny, and so far they're 3 outs away from being able to do that.
It's time for science lessons. Newton's first law of inertia. Objects in motion tend to stay in motion. That's the Rockies. That's what you said.
And we saw it with the Phillies. Objects at rest tend to stay at rest. All right, guys, we'll send it back to you. We'll see you right after the game.
We had Spanish class earlier. Now we have physics class.
Hey, if you're going to skip school, might as well watch our broadcast. You'll learn something.
There you go. Wade Davis in his last outing down in Arizona tied the club record for saves at 41. Greg Holland last year, Jose Jimenez a few years back. And now he'll look to break that mark and hold it all by his lonesome. 5-3 Colorado. Cesar Hernandez. 0 for 4 this afternoon. Wade is well rested. He's not thrown in this series. First pitch strike. J.P. Crawford is going to be the pinch hitter. And that's a base hit to right center field. So now the tying run will come up in Crawford.
MLB at Bat is your #1 Rockies app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Rockies home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at Bat today. Just 115 at bats this year for Crawford.
First pitch inside by a smidgen, ball 1. Well, there were 3 straight games where the Rockies and their fans could relax and breathe easy really throughout the whole game. 3 blowout victories. Today,
yeah, not so much.
A little different. Rockies did have a 5-1 lead. 2-run home run last inning against Ottavino, and now it's a 2-0 count on Crawford. Crawford, the cousin of Carl Crawford, who had a terrific big league career. Three and 0. We've seen this before from Wade. Really throughout the year. He's fallen behind in some counts, walked some guys. He typically finds his way out of it. Not making it easy right now on everybody dressed in purple.
Well, last 16 games for Wade Davis, he has 9 for 9 in saves and 16 innings pitched. It's only been 6 hits, so that was a rare hit that he gave up to Cesar Hernandez to lead off.
Three and 2. A little bit of cloud cover, so you don't have the luxury that you did last inning of pitching with shadows. 3-2, swung on and missed. There's the first out. So Davis comes all the way back. That'll bring up Roman Quinn.
That's 13 strikeouts on the day now for the Colorado Rockies. This was a fastball. And wow, you just see J.P. Crawford's head pull straight out, almost knocks his helmet off. He's looking to tie this game up.
Quinn at the plate. Reese Hoskins on deck.
This is a scary bat just because Quinn, with the speed that he has and understanding who's on deck. Quinn showing bunt.
Pitch, borderline pitch, called ball 1. Didn't really affect Nolan at third. He was shortened up anyhow. On the grass, step inside the bag. 1-1. Sweaty palms time.
Get your paper bag out.
Here's the 1-1 outside. 2 balls and a strike. Game number 159. Rockies trying to put it in their hip pocket. That's strike 2. 2-2.
We've been raving about this bullpen. Opponent average for the Rockies in the month of September leads all of baseball.
Lead baseball and batting average against. Whip second, with a 2.54 ERA coming in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Got him. That's the 26th out. And now the toughest out in the Phillies lineup, the dangerous Rhys Hoskins.
Knuckle curve for Wade Davis. Bottom falls right out of it. Great pitch to Roman Quinn. He didn't want him to put the ball in play just because of his ability to run. Down and away is where you can get Rhys Hoskins with off-speed pitches, but fastballs, and we saw it, fastballs middle and up, he can handle it.
Ball 1 on Hoskins. Infield hit in the 5th. He hit a squibber up the 3rd base line. He was hit by a pitch last inning. Scary. He was up and in. It grazed his hand. And then Santana, the next hitter against Ottavino, went opposite field to turn a 5-1 game into a 5-3 game. Runner going, and that's another pitch that could have been called a strike, is not. Hernandez will move up. It's a 2-0 count on Hoskins.
We saw Hoskins pull a curveball 2-0 out of the stadium. So he's shown that he can handle an off-speed pitch if you throw it for a strike.
Popped him up. Should be the ball game. Trevor Story has got it, and the Rockies march on. That is their 7th consecutive victory. They move a game in front of the Dodgers in the National League West, and their magic number is now 3 to win their first ever NL West title. Wade Davis with his Rockies record 42nd save. The Rockies got 3 home runs this afternoon. David Dahl made it 4 out of 4. He got the Rockies on the board early. And the Rockies a 4-game sweep over Philadelphia. This one a little tighter than the last 3. But the Rockies shaking hands once again as we go to center field. Jenny and the gang. Jenny, all yours.
Drew's exactly right. A low-scoring affair by Colorado Rockies. Sanders, just 5 wins for them, 5-3, a little closer. But you know what? At the end of the day, getting things done.
And you know what? Wade Davis gets a record. It's that time of year. They're going to win their first division title. They got to keep it up. They got to win.
6 sweep at home this year.
See you on the Toyota Postgame Show next.